Now, a Highlander could have typically carried at least one or all three of these knives at any given time. And simply put, you've got a small, medium and large. The smallest, we've got the famous Scottish ski and do. And we've got the skiing Acklays. And then finally, the dirk or BTAC in Gaelic. So the ski and do is the famous Scottish knife, and it's still worn in the sock as part of the modern kilt dress. And this was the Highlanders' typical small everyday knife for eating food, small whittling tasks, and it could be used as a last resort weapon. Next we have a skiing Acklays, or the medium size knife, and this was often associated as an armpit knife, so worn either in a sort of holster that was close to your armpit or actually attached to your waistcoat. Finally, we have the biggest one. We have the dirk or BTAC, but just generally, this was mainly a weapon. This was mainly a stabbing weapon used by itself or with other weapons in battle. So this is my fire pouch and my belt kit. Open it up. Now, the most common method of lighting fire during this time period was flint and steel. Now, there's a couple different designs of steel strikers left in museums. One of them is sort of simple one with a slight sort of snail shaped tail on the end, or a more sort of classical shape with these more decorative spirally bits. Now, flint is not that easy to find in the Highlands, but it was being traded. But you can also use something like quartz, which does work, just doesn't last as long as a good bit of flint. I've got some birch bark, helps extend my flame. And then at the bottom, I've also got some cattail fluff, the cattail seed heads, and this is really good for making tinder bundles. Here's a part of a bow drill set I sometimes carry. I can make the bow quite easily out in the field if I just carry some good cordage on me. But sometimes I carry the spindle, the hearth board, and a bearing block made from some limpet shells. This works really well. Got a blanket pin. Sometimes I use this to put my plaid on, but it does over time damage the fabric. But I can use this to make a tripod, put over my fire, and the spike I can use as a makeshift awl. So I can use this to make a new pair of shoes or, you know, repair my equipment. Something else I've occasionally been carrying on my belt is a small wooden cup. Sometimes I carry this, sometimes I don't. But if I'm not carrying a backpack, this is useful for me to quickly eat my oats. But when you're talking about going into the colder months or longer trips, you definitely do need to be carrying some extra supplies. So this is my tump line that's holding my skin in place, and this is made from a natural cordage. So this is held in place. On top, I've got my sheepskin. This is a rabbit skin I recently cured. I'm going to find some uses for that in the future. This is my water bottle. It's made from leather. Also got some natural cordage. This is made from the leaves of cattail. And then this is my cooking kit. Cook kit is all bundled up in some linen cloth, my trusty whiskey flask made from sheep's horn. Finally, what I've got is just an extra wool blanket.